Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. And for July, August, and September, ideally, I would love to come up with ideas and work on ideas to empower, to support and empower, and just generally help Indigenous people or Native people, whichever term you want to use, of the Americas. And unfortunately, I didn't really do as well with my plans as I would like to have done. I know technically September's not over yet, but it's only like obviously tomorrow's the last day of September. I don't imagine I'll achieve all my plans I wanted to work on this year. Yeah, I was thinking of things like a Native American empowerment plan, and even doing like my usual 40-point list videos for such. But this time I thought I'd do it not in that sort of style, but or form. But anyway, I hope people out there enjoy it, especially people from the Native American communities or Indigenous people from across the Americas. So one of my ideas is like for people to find out facts and stats about Indigenous people from the Americas, like who were the very first people in the Americas. I know I talked a bit about that before, but I think that would be interesting to see what evidence there is. I know I talked about controversial theory that some Black Americans say like they claim to be the original Indigenous or Native people, which I think sounds a bit absurd, but I didn't want to dismiss the idea or the thought out of hand. So I think it'd be interesting to find what archaeological or whatnot information or whatnot there is out there. I thought it'd be interesting if there was like if there were Native American or Indigenous people from all over the Americas, from Argentina, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay, any country, and any country basically that can be classed as being part of the Americas, North or South or Central America, if you class that as another continent. I'm not very good at geography, but when I was learning geography, I learned there was 7 continents, and North and South America were 2 that I had learned about. I think some people class Central America as a different continent, but I'd love to know what you think about that. But anyway, basically anywhere that can be classed as being part of the Americas, so not just America itself or even just Canada and America, but like even, as I say, Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, and elsewhere. But I think it'd be great to see them like becoming film producers, directors, actors, actresses, and if there were films where maybe even it was an all-star cast of Native Americans, or even like I say, the producer, director, or even producers and directors working together, and actors and actresses were Indigenous to the Americas themselves. I think that'd be quite interesting. And again, it'd be interesting to find out facts and stats. So if anyone has any of that information, please share it in the comment section. But I'd love to know what other people think about ways to empower, potential ways to empower the Indigenous people from across the Americas. There are quite a few videos where they react to, where people react to scary videos like Blasphemous HD, as he goes by that name. I think his real name's Maurice Barnett or something like that. And there's Nuke's Top 5 and many other scary mysteries and channels like that. I think it'd be interesting if Native Americans reacted to scary stories and videos, and like if they had a Native American version of Blasphemous HD, Nuke's Top 5 and other channels like that. And yeah, if Native Americans, Indigenous people from all over the Americas even, and that kind of thing, created their own versions of those. And maybe they could even react to Blasphemous HD or Nuke's Top 5 and others, or all of those groups, all of those channels, YouTube channels. And I'd love to find out ways to empower Indigenous women as well, women and girls, like education and stuff like that as well. And I'd love to hear from Indigenous people or Native people, whichever term you want to use, like what are some terms you don't like and what are some terms you do like. As I've often talked about, I know it's quite controversial. Like a lot of Native Americans don't like the term like being called red Indian or whatever, but or Indians or red Indians or whatever. But because AC Milan, because I'm a big fan of Italian football, I'd love for, or soccer if you like, I would love for AC Milan and other Italian teams, starting with AC Milan, which I think would be quite fitting to run, to have football academies and sports clubs for Indigenous people from across the Americas. I'd love for AC Milan to be the first team to do that because they play in black and red. It'd be quite symbolic, but turning a negative into a positive, I suppose you could say, because of that term But yeah, they could also fund their education and stuff like that and get them into football or soccer and things like that. As I say, I'd love to read any comments and hear any comments about facts and statistics, facts and stats, as I put it, um, regarding Indigenous people from any part of the Americas, or all parts of the Americas, or all possible parts of the Americas. And what do you think that the idea of like Indigenous people from across the Americas, or again native people from across the Americas, whichever term you want to use? I use those terms interchangeably, but so in other words, they mean the same to me, but really, but making their own films and stuff like that. Sometimes they, like I say, all people involved in those films could be Indigenous to the Americas. And I'd love to find any other information about what animals and creatures are Indigenous to the Americas. Also, like creepypastas, for the older generation, they were called urban legends. So if anyone older might be watching, stumbling across this mad guy here. Urban legends / creepypastas, whichever term you want to use. I don't know why they're called creepypastas, but maybe someone could enlighten me on that as well. But it'd be great to see Native Americans react to those, or Indigenous people, I say, from across the Americas, because I think they should benefit from such, like from films about such and things like that, like the Wendigos, Skinwalkers, and things like that, because other people cover those stories, and I think it would be good for Indigenous people of the Americas, Native Americans, or whatever, again, whichever term you want to use, benefiting from such. But yeah, I did want to get around to the Native American Empowerment Plan, and I suppose hopefully next year, in 2024, if not before, I will manage to cover some of those ideas. But because I normally like to stick to a theme for each month, or even each day, next month, October, and possibly November as well, all being well, I hope to cover dyslexic / neurodiverse empowerment, and also Black empowerment, as it's Black History Month here in the UK. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. I think I'll probably think later on that I've forgotten some points, but I hope you enjoyed my ramblings. I'm sorry if it wasn't very coherent. I've left the video till quite late, but I wanted to cover some ideas, and I wish you peace and love. I'm out.